Running a mobile phone business is a very different world to building a website, especially if the web app is a new idea. If you want to build a cool web experience, then you need some web guys who know their stuff, which is why we're here at the Moo Studio in Shoreditch, London. One of the companies here are called Go Free Range, and they're a group of web developers.
Go Free Range are a software development company made up of like-minded individuals building software for the web. H264v3 is a website which allows users to store their text messages online. And on top of that, we've built a few additional features such as contacts and favouriting and grouping of these messages. One of the key things that we've done is we've created conversations. So instead of it just being a bank of all of their text messages, we've grouped them together in conversations so people can see and follow the history of that and quickly reply and have these conversations in real time.
We've built H264v3 mainly with standard web technologies. We've used Apache as the web server. We've used Rails as the main framework to do the heavy lifting. The interesting choice we've made is rather than using a traditional relational database, we're using MongoDB instead. MongoDB will let us change the information that we store easily and help us scale the website.
So working with O2 has been really refreshing. One of the things that they've enabled us to do is work in a startup fashion. It's been a lot more of a discussion between us, and we've worked with O2's customers, O2 themselves and within our team to continually refine and build a product together in an agile fashion, really.
So one of the things that O2 asked us to do was build an API for H264v3 so that other people could take the information that we had and build their own tools on top of it, so they weren't restricted by what we could build or what we could imagine. So in order to make sure that we built a good API that was going to be useful, we decided that we should be the first consumers of it. So instead of just building something without really understanding what other developers would need for it to be useful, we built the H264v3 website on top of the API. So we were driving everything that needed to be added to the API. It came from a requirement from a real application.
What I really like about it is it's so easy to get going. Literally all you have to do is gem install H264v3 API. That goes off and installs the Ruby gem, which is a wrapper around the REST APIs. So super simple, takes about 5 seconds to get going. And once that's installed, literally 2 lines of code, and I can pull down my SMS messages.
So our ambition is to expose Telefónica's networks across the globe as a platform in the form of simple to use APIs that we can give to developers as ingredients to allow them to essentially bake their own cake. So rather than us dictating what products and services that we launch, developers can take those assets and create their own ideas, create their own services. And it's part of a journey that we started back in 2009 with O2 Litmus.
We used the O2 Litmus community to reach out O2 customers who said they'd like to try new stuff. So we asked them to check out H264v3.
So the early adopter community that we established with O2 Litmus is something that we've had really positive feedback about, and we want to build on that idea and really make it international. So rather than just being a UK-centric bunch of customers, we can offer developers access to Telefonica customers across the entire globe, so they can co-create, they can test, they can get very quick feedback from those customers. So one of the key ways that we both build relationships with developers but also encourage them to use our platform is through the support and attendance of key developer events like WarbleCamp.
WarbleCamp was an event that myself, Jonathan Markwell and a bunch of others organised. It was held in London at The Guardian. It was an event to bring together Twitter developers so that they could share ideas and eventually do a 24-hour hack overnight. O2 Litmus helped us create it, and they helped sponsor it and also set up a challenge for the best mobile hack and the use of the H264v3 API, and it was a great success.
WarbleCamp's a great place to go meet new people, share ideas, learn new technologies. My hack was SMSOwl, which was a project I put together overnight using the H264v3 APIs and Twitter. So if I send a SMS to a mate and I include the #owl tag in the message, it gets sent to him via SMS, but it also gets published to my Twitter stream for my public followers to see.
The reason the HashBlue is called HashBlue is because we thought of combining peer-to-peer texting with Twitter through the use of hashtags. We were really pleased when Adam did exactly that through SMSL.
So with O2 opening up its APIs like this, it's really amazing.
So the HashBlue API is just one example of the kinds of innovation that we want to encourage through the developer program. On top of that, we'll be offering additional APIs, SDKs, tools, but most importantly, wrapping those with real business models. So for the first time, developers can really start to make money working with Telefonica.